I came from Voice of America Somali Surface. First, I would like to ask you, and this is a new project in here in Somaliland. What's the main purpose of EU for funding this kind of project here in Somaliland, and how much did it funded for initiating this cultural center?
No, I think you have sort of underestimated, if you allow me, sir, the value of this project. It's not only a project for Somaliland, and for us, for the EU, it's easy to support such a project. There's nothing else like this in the region, and the efforts have not been ours. The efforts have been of the people that are all around here today, who have brought this together. Our role has simply been to accompany the project, to support it, to sustain it for the coming 3 years. We hope after 3 years they will be totally sustainable, of course, with the support of all of us. So we are merely partners in a long journey that have started really with the people that have conceived this project. Not now, it didn't start overnight, but over a number of years. My understanding that the conception phase started in 2013, but if it wasn't for the book fair who brought all the Somalis here, the international community to Hargeisa, it wouldn't have been possible.
Thank you.
Yeah, I have two questions. My name is Mahmoud. I'm working in Inner City Press, international media in UN, and here in local Himilo. So the question is, Somaliland reached the development stage. Is there a project toward that end your organization is implementing here? And what can you name? That's one. The other one is there a role you take in dialogue between Somaliland and Somalia? If yes, how do you see Somalia's breach of Turkey rigid understanding regarding airspace management? Thank you.
Yes, your first question was on EU development programs for Somaliland. Our development support to Somaliland is not starting with my arrival today. We have been on Somali's side since the beginning. We opened an office at the time. It was too insecure in Hargeisa back in '95 in Berbera. Then we opened an office here. We've become the most significant donor in Somaliland. But here I don't want to brag about all the development support, but we can do more here than in other places. We are involved in a number of areas, from education to resilience and food security, to water, to infrastructure. At the moment, for example, I tend to discuss with the government the support to the Berbera corridor. This is a key project, another regional initiative, let's say, to link Somaliland with Ethiopia. We have also other regional projects, such as the Sheikh School in Sheikh. That's another IGAD project, and also there, a different theme here. It's culture, there it's livestock, but it brings together the Somalis. You have people from Wajir to Ethiopia to Kismayo, all there, and this also brings people together into something quite unique, and I must say it goes beyond the region, because you touch Somali, the huge Somali diaspora around the world, and it ensures connectivity. This is why you also have such a huge participation at the book fair, and I understand from Dr. Jama you had more than 10,000 people this year, and I think that's quite indicative on the direction that we're going. On your more political question, which is the talks between the Somaliland authorities and the federal government under the auspices of Turkey, of course, we support the ongoing dialogue efforts, and we look forward for the talks to be resumed in Turkey very shortly. I hope in the coming weeks. It's also one of the topics that I'll be discussing with the government in the coming days here in Hargeisa.
Okay, let me ask you another question, if you don't mind.
Last question, because then we have to go.
Yeah, all right. How do you see?
Okay.
Sorry, yes, let's give it another chance.
All right.
Last question. No, seriously, because if not,
I know that I have another meeting, so
let me flow in.
In
let him speak.
recent months, there was a conflict between Khatami State and Somaliland. By the way, you have issued several statements about this issue. How and what kind of humanitarian implication toward the current conflict?
It's actually, we have in parallel these days here in Hargeisa a humanitarian mission of ECHO the EC humanitarian office from Brussels, and they're making an assessment of our humanitarian support here in Somaliland. And this is one area which they'll be looking, not only that, but also the IDP situation, particularly here in Hargeisa. It's an issue which we are aware and closely monitoring. And it's something we absolutely want to avoid. We don't need a humanitarian crisis. I don't think the risk is there at this point, but the more vulnerable people, of course, need some immediate help, and our humanitarian arm, ECHO, is there to support them.
Okay, finally, sir, how do you see in the special arrangement of Somaliland, the New Deal is not yet been implemented here in Somaliland?
No, it has everything that we do in Somaliland is a special arrangement for Somaliland. It's also one of the topics we want to discuss here. We're looking, for example, to support in future the Somaliland Development Fund, which is one of the main implementing tools of the special arrangements. All of our ongoing cooperation with Somaliland revolves around the Somaliland Special Arrangement. It's one of the key things of the New Deal process and the overall Somali Compact, and so we are strongly committed, and we hope to step up our support to the arrangement.
What about the Copenhagen Conference?
The current conflict between Somaliland and Khartoum State.
But at the moment, more than current conflict, we believe that differences, be them political or otherwise, have to be solved peacefully. This is the message that the EU is passing here and everywhere, in fact. Inclusive dialogue, bringing on board everybody is key, and this is also the track record that Somaliland has. If you look back in the 90s, the situation here, Somaliland was very much an example of peaceful dialogue between the different people, which brought peace in a unique and turmoil area. So there's a track record that has to be followed, and so it's something that we are encouraging also the government to pursue.
Okay. What about the Copenhagen Conference?
I think we're going beyond here the cultural center.
What about that?
It's unfair. Just so I want to have, I know that the ambassador has another meeting.
Final question,
and
sir.
he will have a meeting with the media. I hope the business is here.
The Copenhagen Conference.
And I hope tomorrow, together with the authorities, we can do a joint press conference, I'm sure.
Right.
With the president, he has a joint conference. So I remind that I'm so sorry.